Okay, so session number 3. Why don't we start this time with, before we jump back into the action and suspense that you guys are in currently, let's take a moment and go around the virtual table and each one of you tell me what your character's favorite hobby is. And I'm going to just pick people based on order on the screen that I see. So Lissa, you're going to be first this time.
All right, so Lissa's favorite hobby is insect collecting. She loves going out into the woods and picking up cool butterflies and beetles and stuff like that, and then taking them home and like pinning them to her board, and then just like displaying and enjoying how they look. And when she got her smartphone or what's it called? Smart
Stone, yeah.
Smart Stone, the first app she downloaded was like a bug encyclopedia app that had different ones. So, and now during this trip, she's been like taking it out and trying to identify ones as they go along.
When you say she's taking them back and pinning them up on her wall, are they alive or dead when they?
Oh no, she kills them as humanely as possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she collects the bugs to kill them to display them.
Exactly. Yeah. Or she maybe she holds them in like a jar or something and then waits for them to die naturally.
Okay. Interesting. So you're like so she's kind of like a bug Kevorkian, basically, is what's
exactly.
All right, interesting. Okay.
Yep.
That sounds cute and just even a skosh disturbing. So
Perfect.
Why don't we Ezuri, that's your name. What's your character's favorite hobby?
So Ezuri is also a collector. But it is not of bugs. It is of broken glass shards. He has a little leather sack in his pouch. It's not full of coins. It is full of various, broken glass shards that he has collected. Some are worn, weathered. Some are still rather sharp. And he doesn't know quite exactly when all this started, but he's been maintaining that collection for a long time, and just keeps adding to them. There's bits of bottle, bits of window, bits of other broken glass in there. Yeah.
Okay. Are these like? Does Ezuri do anything to the glass, or does he just like put them in a pouch as is?
Oh, he usually just puts it in the pouch, but he'll at times pull out the pieces and be like, oh, I got this piece here or there, or there's this traumatic event associated with this one, and he has to sit there, meditate for a while.
Wow, that's so emo. What about Jack? What's Jack's favorite hobby?
Just hanging out, catching some blaze balls, drinking some buds with my buds, just chilling basically, catching the blaze ball, maybe afterwards playing a little blaze ball.
Okay.
Or just chilling, hanging out.
Wouldn't have expected you to be such a jock in this. I
mean, that's what I'm here for, the blaze ball. That's my scholarship. So
right. It's proven to be very very interesting. So Velma, what's your I mean, it's probably a given, but what's your favorite hobby?
Hi, my name is Velma Dimadani. I like slow dancing, long walks on the beach, and kicking your ass at ping pong.
Awesome.
I'm also more of a dog person than a cat person.
Fair. Lucar, what's your character's favorite hobby?
Well, I also, as we've already found out, collect crap and give it away to people because I don't like. I'm a hoarder, but I also like giving it away. So, like, for instance, the man with the master plan, I just gave you a mushroom iron weight or paperweight made out of iron. Because here you go.
Oh, nice.
Enjoy. But also, I like to journal. I think we've already talked about that as well, haven't we?
Yes.
I like to journal at the end of the day.
All right. Is there any
Mr. Journalist?
Is there any intention of is it just journaling to capture thoughts? Is it does he like to reflect on things? Is it looking to share stories with other people? Like, what's is there
no,
any
it's mostly just remembering what went on throughout the day.
Okay. Fair. And last but certainly not least, Skogar. What is Skogar's favorite hobby?
So I guess like on the way here, Skogar was mentioning to and Liza and Ezuri, like I told you guys back there, I love charts and maps, and like just lots of charts and maps. I like drawing them, reading them, interpreting them. They just make sense to me. And then he pulls out his maps, 3 maps, and I put them in Discord.
Nice.
And
This is great.
You get the sense that like he's drawing really intensely at these, and he's interpreting them like very different ways. And like you can kind of see like on the abstract one there, he's like, yeah, this is like over by the swamp where I'm at. You can kind of see these mountain range right here, and there's valley. See, that's like, see there, it's like a 1,400-foot dip, and it goes into this valley. So he's like in his head, he's like very much reading this, like as if you saw what he's seeing under, clear understanding.
That's awesome.
That's fantastic. So very interesting assortment of hobbies for your characters. I look forward to seeing if you make any attempts to maintain this aspect of your uniqueness. So yeah, let's go to where we left off, which was not the best of places for you guys to be. Sharing the screen, bringing up the action.
Whoa.
As of now. Boom. All right. What is it? Does this thing go back up to the top like on its own or what? This little bar here. Are you seeing the like?
There's send it.
Oh, there we go. It just went on its own.
Okay. Oh, that bar. There's also different.
Oh, I can hide stuff too. That's cool. Okay. All right. So you are. So where we last left you guys, the shaman was doing that thing that bad guys do when they explain their whole plot to the good guys, foolishly, and tells you about how. And so I put some visuals here on the map for the sake of identifying where the things are. So you're here inside the center of in the middle of the water in a cage. So you're all there. Professor Pine Feather's there, and so is Sable. Sable is raging. She has rage off of the corpse flower pill that was forced down her gullet. So she's gonna be ragey for about like 5 minutes essentially. And then at which point, when it's over, she will have 1 level of exhaustion. That's for you, Emily, to manage that part. So you guys are in the center in this pond, and then as you see, there's some steps going down into the pond or going up out of the pond, and you'll see these red dots here that are scattered about are bullywug guards. The orange dot is the shaman, and the star that's inside one of the triangles. The triangles here, 2 of them are tents, as were described in the last session. And the star is actually the bullywug group, the army leader, and he went into the tent. So where we left off was the shaman has just told you like his plan and saying, "Oh, look how much your classmate loves it." And Sable, she's just like freaking out, like kind of like running up, like trying to run in the water, even though it's like up to here, and she's like, and she's smashing, like trying to shoulder check the cage to get out. And some of you are like getting splashed from her freaking out. And the shaman just sort of looks at all of you and kind of smiles, and then he sits like with his legs crossed, and just he says, "Oh, now it's time for me to meditate, and while you all just marinate, so to speak." And he just sits and closes his eyes and just starts to zone out and meditate. And there was 12 bullywugs, but 4 of them have left and to go out on patrol out in the woods, and there are these 3, 4, 8 remaining. And that's where we currently are. So, yeah. What you gonna do? Well, both bugs for you.
Where's the professor? I thought she said they talk to these all the time, and this was routine. Why are we here? Tess, what's going on?
So the professor says, it's Ezuri. It's okay. It's fine. Calm down. We're going to.
You said you can talk to them, and that you talk to them.
We're gonna be fine. It's gonna be okay. We'll figure out. We just need to figure out a way out of here. Does any? Then she says,
This cage we're in, is there like a obvious lock somewhere that I could produce a bobby pin for my hair?
Well, I would say that probably. I don't think it's going to require so much of a. Well, let me ask. How do you want to look? Like, do you just want to do you want to actually walk around to look, or do you want to just glance around at the cage and see what you can see with a quick glance, or what are you thinking?
If there is a obvious door or hatch on it, I imagine that there would be a lock on one side of the obvious hatch.
There is
not.
There is an obvious door, and you can see there's a blocked off section, so to speak, right, where there's a hole. May or may not be a keyhole. Hard to kind of tell specifically because this does look like a homemade cage.
It wouldn't hurt to try.
So
that's in full view of everyone, I guess.
Correct. It is. Yeah. Now the guards, the bullywug guards that are the bullywug soldiers that are scattered about they're sort of doing like a little mini patrol routine. Each one has a different area that they're sort of watching around. So you have one that's kind of going back and forth by the shaman, who's sort of there to protect him. You have 2 by the waterfront where there's a little rowboat, and they are just kind of walking up and down that little area there, like towards the top by the statue, and then back down. The one by the statue goes around the back side of the statue and up to the right, to the upper right corner of the map. So up the different levels, right? There's one that just kind of hovers around between the tents, and then the other 2 to the north and to the west. Those guys are just doing the back and forth in different directions. So go ahead.
If Freaky Girl keeps freaking out on that side of the cage, and somebody stays to try to comfort her, and the rest of us huddle over here like we want nothing to do with that, maybe that'll give me some cover to mess around with this lock.
Okay. So are you saying this out loud?
We can whisper amongst ourselves, I hope.
Yeah, sure. Why don't you, let's see. I'll do a quick little perception check here for the shaman. Yeah, he's still meditating.
How far away are we from the shore?
We'll say about 1.5 movement.
So 45 feet?
Yeah, about. So let's say, well, I'll put it this way. Let's say it's 1.5. What's your movement, Sean?
Mine's 25 because I'm a halfling.
Right. So for you, it's going to be we'll say for you, it's going to be more than one turn of movement. For everybody else, any halflings, it's going to take more than one turn of movement. Everybody else should be able to get to the stairs in one turn of movement.
Small.
So the professor jumps into the conversation that you're whispering and says, okay, so who's going to be with Sable as a distraction?
I can use my prestidigitation to create a small distraction.
How far is your range?
Well, I was asking about another spell, not that one. Hold on. Let me look that up. Aren't you the teacher? Shouldn't you know how long my spell goes?
I'm a teacher of wilderness and survival 101. Okay. I'm not from the magic school.
My prestidigitation is only 10 feet, so it's not going to have. It's just going to have to be like around here.
Professor, you're doing a great job.
I think that might be a great thing. I think that might be a great thing to save for when we get out of the cage as a distraction to help continue our path out of the water.
Well, that's a great idea, teacher.
And to be fair, and then Jack, she looks at you and she just gets this stone cold, really passionate, it's like one part passionate, one part really angry glare. And Jack, she looks at you as she says this, even though she's addressing the group, she's looking at you, and she says, in this moment of survival, we must do anything we need to do to get out alive. Do you all understand me? And she's just she's eye contact strictly with Jack, but saying this to everybody.
I get you. I feel you. I know what you're talking about.
And then she whispers and she goes over, she leans up to Skogar and she's like, Skogar, I know you come from a land where killing is a little, seems to probably be more commonplace. I just don't want you to think less of me because we're in a life-threatening situation.
I've eaten bullywog before. It's actually not that bad.
Okay, good to know.
All right. I'll stay with Sable. You guys try the lock.
At this point, Jack pulls out a small satchel and unwinds it, and there's just a bunch of thieves' stools, and he offers them up to Velma. He's like, "Do you need assistance? Would any of these help with the lock? You might want to try this one." And he points one out.
She concurs. I concur. And that long, jagged, springy thing, I'll borrow.
And I give you that's the lock springer.
Yeah, I rolled 18. That's for rudimentary lock. That should
you literally touch it with it, and it just click unlocks just like that. But while you're doing this, Alyssa, you're over by Sable, and Sable's like, I wanna leave. And she's banging her head against the cage, wanting to get out.
Alyssa's trying to grab her by the shoulders, but then she keeps slipping out of her grasp, and she's just like, Sable, calm down. It's gonna be okay.
She's
Don't hurt yourself.
Gritting her teeth, and she's just breathing heavy, and she's just bashing her head against the cage, and you see finally a little trick, it finally broke the skin, and a little trickle of blood's coming down her head, and she's just looking at you, just look of anger on her face, but confusion in her eyes, and she's just I don't understand why I feel this way.
Just take some deep breaths. Well, we can get through this.
She's her deep breaths are just through grit teeth, and she's just they're really fast.
Oh no.
So yeah,
we got to get out of her because despite all her rage, she's still just a halfling in this cage.
So okay, you open the door, And what's next?
We'll take a bit longer to whisper amongst ourselves. As okay, who's going to lead, and how are we going to get out next?
Jack,
Are we going to
delicately takes
stop
back
and
the-
fight, or are we just going to like disappear into the woods?
I think with Ragey McSable over here, we might not be able to disappear so easily.
She's good for two of them, right?
I'd say so.
She did kill that one, and she wasn't even raging then.
All right.
Listen, I think Teach has given us the go-ahead to, I think we should take her up on the offer. This seems like these guys seem like a very serious threat to the school, the world, our own persons.
So is our plan get her? Is that the plan?
I mean,
Get her.
All right. So
we could
we're
get
ready.
her, but like quietly, like sneakily, right?
the door's still closed. As far as I know, we're just milling around. But the lock has been sprung. So whenever we open this, I guess it starts.
I don't
And
think
it starts. I will open the cage and I will start heading out towards the shaman.
I would like a dex check from you, Velma, and I would like a perception check from Jack. And we're gonna say Lucar as well.
That's a 12 on
on-
my percept.
Okay.
15 dex.
Ooh, nat 20.
Ooh.
All right. So Lucar with razor sharp. So Jack, you can tell like you look at the guards and you're like, okay, like they're not really paying attention at the moment. They're patrolling like in a direction away from the view of what's going on. We may have a specific amount of we may have a little bit of time, and Lucar so Velma, you're able to be stealthy and not heard, and then Lucar with your nat 20, you're able to actually literally take a second to calculate how much time you guys actually have before they're going to turn back around and start walking towards you and see what you're doing just naturally. So you've got approximately all of you have approximately two 6-second rounds to be able to do something undetected. So at this point, why don't you all roll initiative so we can determine the order. And don't forget, and Lissa, don't forget to do Sable's initiative, please.
actually this is gonna work. Ezuri has a 2.
It's an
Oof.
improvement over last week when you had 0, right?
Right? I think so. No,
Yeah, a little bit better.
Or a 1 or something. You roll a 1.
he's currently eyes closed in the cage, like trying to like twiddle his fingers, like half meditating, but really can't because he's too anxious.
That's a 7 for Jack.
Okay.
Sable got a 5, and
Oh my
Lissa
God.
got 14.
There we go. Okay.
I'm wasting all the good rolls. I got a 17.
Okay.
16 for Skogar.
I
Okay.
got an 18, but I don't particularly want to go first.
Well, so in the house rules for this campaign, you can if anybody is willing to, you can trade initiative order with anybody.
Anyone interested?
Yeah, that's fine.
Sure.
Well, who's
So then,
what was
so
Velma's
if-
and Skogar's?
so Skogar right now is technically third, which means you would go in third instead of first.
And what's Velma?
Velma's
Uh,
second.
Second.
Oh, well, I'd rather go third.
Okay.
So
There we go. So
sorry,
we've
Velma.
got Skogar, Velma, Lucar, and then let's see, Lissa, and then Jack, Sable, and Ezuri. And let's see where. Professor's gonna go after you, Ezuri.
Oh my.
Wow.
Oh no.
Okay. Yeah, so let's do this thing. Skogar, you're up first. And so Lukar, we'll just say for the sake of making this part easy, we'll say that you managed to communicate to everybody like hey guys, the way I figure it, we got maybe about like a quarter of a minute to get out of this water before they see us. Something along those lines. So Skogar, you're first.
So Skogar will open up the door, I guess, if that hadn't been done prior.
Okay.
And we haven't alarmed them yet, so
Correct.
he's gonna start walking out.
Okay.
And we decided we're going to the beach part, right?
To the stairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So you're now officially there.
Okay.
And the shaman moves, but he doesn't open his eyes.
Okay. So he draws his long sword, and he's just gonna get ready.
Okay.
As he draws it, because I haven't described it before, he pulls it out, and it's just like a large piece of bone.
Nice.
It's his great sword that he uses.
That's sweet.
Leather wrap on it.
I dig that style. That's awesome.
Yeah, there's a reason why, and we'll get into that later.
And let's see. Velma, you're next.
Well, I did take the bag off of Sable's head, and I had stuffed it in my bra because, yes, I'm a bra stuffer. So I'm going to bring that with me, and I'm going to follow out of the door of the cage. My intention when I get to the shaman is to pull a bag over his head and keep him from reacting.
Where are you, which way are you walking? Like towards the stairs by Skogar or in a different direction?
Yeah, I'm following Skogar.
Okay. So you're going to be here, right behind him. And then Lukar?
I'm also following those two.
Okay, cool. And then Alyssa?
I think I want to walk with Sable. I want to like grab her and be like, here, this way. So I think that's, technically like holding my action to walk with her over.
Okay.
I'm trying to point her in the right direction.
This is Lukar with the LU. Okay. Yeah, so you're hanging out to walk with her.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jack, what are you doing?
I will move 60 feet.
Whoa. All right.
And
so you're like up here.
Yeah. And that's a guy, that red thing?
Yeah, but we're gonna put them like here. So we're gonna move these out a little bit, like they're still doing their patrol moves and stuff, right? So they're kind of like, yeah, that's where I think that's a good spot to put them. So neither of them are like right, they're not necessarily facing you. Do remember that from the last session, because of you were awarded a free advantage roll.
Yes.
For this session, and I would also allow for when we do these, let's make it a thing that you can pick if you want to use it or not. So like if you roll crappy, you can retro a advantage roll if you're awarded it. So
gotcha.
I would say because of your close proximity to the one, that you should probably just roll a stealth.
Okay.
As long as you don't like crit fail, you should be fine.
That is a 15 on the stealth.
Yep, you're good. You are good.
So yeah, I will. I'll move the 60 feet, and then I'll try to hide behind like some brush or some whatnot.
Okay, that's fair. So we'll say that they'll have to perceive you. And then it's Sable's turn. So then the two of you are going to go together, right?
Yep,
And
towards the
where you-
stairs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be at the back end because she's still
Perfect.
ragey. But as you're walking her, she is slapping the water
Yeah.
angrily.
Oh no.
Can you do a stealth with disadvantage, please?
Absolutely. With the exhaustion. So that gives us a 5 + 1, 6.
So she's slapping the water, and it's like,
And I'm like
she's
trying
like-
to stop her, like, no, don't just slap the air. It's
and
better.
she's like, oh, it's so bad. It's like, it's making me so tired. And then the shaman breaks from his trance and is like, oh, what do we have here? It looks as though you're planning to escape. Oh, we can't have that. We can't have that at all. And then he yells, guards, and immediately these three guys swoop in. It's going to be Ezuri, your turn.
All right, Ezuri is going to make his way over to the stairs.
Okay.
And then as he gets there, he sees the guards, start alerting and moving this way.
Uh-huh.
And he just says, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, and cast sleep.
Okay. On the three guards?
On himself.
Yeah, so it's a
On himself.
in range, and then it's all creatures within 20 feet of that. So I'm going to throw it up on the shore, sort of right in between the three guards.
Okay. Not Jack, though.
Right.
Okay.
You can't see me anyway.
What do they have to do?
So I roll 5d8.
Oh, it's a hit point thing.
I got 14. So starting with the lowest hit point value, I put 14 hit points worth of them asleep.
So it's cumulative then.
Yeah. So if they had 7 hit points, I'd put the first to sleep. Then there's still 7 hit points of sleep. The second one would also go to sleep, but the third one would not.
Okay, so you made one fall asleep.
Okay.
Nice.
That's all right. I'll take it.
So he just kind of like falls asleep standing up, like pivot, and he's out. That is your turn, and the professor is going to she's going to run over this way through the water. And oh, that's sweet. All right, I need to look up what that spell does because that spell looks awesome. 1 second, because I think I want to do this thing, but I want to check it first because I don't want to get anybody. I don't want anybody to suffer damage from this other than the bad guys, because it's going to be pretty cool. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. I see. So she's going to cast a spell as a bonus action called Hail of Thorns, and then she's going to shoot an arrow at the middle one here. Like Jack, you see the professor. She just like casts this really awesome spell. You don't know what it did. You just see all these magical lines and stuff floating around her, and then she whips out her bow and cocks an arrow and lets it go, and it hits the bullywug in the center, and it drops him in one shot. And as she does that, then you see a rain of thorns that shoots from the sky, or like that. Let's see. No, it comes out of the arrow and shoots out at both the sleeping bullywug and the other bullywug guard that are alive, and they need to make dex saves to see if they can avoid it.
She's so cool.
The sleeping one, the one over here, is actually able to dodge it. This one and these two guys are done. They gone.
I'd like to see Gilroy
Nice.
Lockhart do that.
And that's her turn.
She's so cool.
And yeah, and then it is now we're at the top of the order, and the shaman is going to go. I see that you've put yourself in a great in all close together, just all in one big lump for me. Thank you for making this so easy. And he proceeds.
On you, I already made my dex save.
and then he calls. You see he does these moves, and you see a cloud come over you guys. And it's like spread like all around here. So you're on the edge of the cloud, right? It's pretty freaking huge. And he calls lightning. And let's see, all of you must make a dex save, please.
Hey, another nat 20. I'm wasting them on saving throws and
I
checks.
lied. I only got an 8.
Okay.
Lissa got a 19, but Sable got a 9.
Okay. So Sable, yeah. So far we have Sable and Velma that have failed, and
Skogar at 13.
okay.
Ezuri at 10.
Okay. So Ezuri, Velma, and Sable are all going to take some damages. It's not going to be pretty. Let me roll. Give me a minute. Okay. 13. Ooh, yeah. So it's going to be 20 lightning damage for anybody that failed their dex save.
Uh-oh.
And half that if you passed.
Oh dear.
So who's down?
Ezuri,
I'd say something,
Sable.
but I'm doing the dead man's throat.
Lissa is still up.
Okay.
I'm still up.
Nice. So Sable's down and Velma's down, right?
and Ezuri's down.
And Ezuri. Okay. All right. So
Whoops.
the professor
That was your
is-
plan. Get her.
the professor's like, no, this can't be. This can't happen. Not on the first outing of this year. And so she's starting to like kind of break apart a little bit.
If she
and-
says this can't happen again, that's when we know we're in trouble.
Right?
Fair. Okay, so then let me put a mark next to, so we have Ezuri, Sable, and Velma. So you guys are down. The shaman went. This other bullywug guard is going to start to head towards the stairs to come after you, Skogar, and he's going to swing a spear at you.
Yep.
And does a 12 hit?
No.
Okay. So it misses. It's like, and it misses you, like, and just looks confused, like, why didn't it hit you? And it is your turn, Skogar.
He is going to shimmy around it and then swing
Okay.
for a 16 to hit.
That is a hit.
All right. For 10 points of slashing damage.
All right. This one is also gone. More move in to the fray.
Okay. He would try to, I guess, shimmy up the steps and clear if he had more movement with that.
You can get up here at the top of the steps.
All right.
And then Velma, death save, please.
All right.
Okay. Did you roll?
I will. Yeah, I'll DM you the result.
Okay. And then Lucar, what are you gonna do?
I will use magic missile
Good call.
on.
I guess I DM'd everybody.
We aren't
Just so
surprised when it
excited.
popped back up,
Oopsie.
right?
Yeah, I think,
Nice.
No, I think that's just 2 saves, I think, right?
no, I think with a nat 20, the rules
Get a
are
hit point.
It's a pop up with 1 hit point. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Luke,
So
are
I'm
we
gonna-
magic missling?
I'm gonna put them all on the shaman,
Do it.
and it's a total of 9 damage.
Ooh. Yeah, the shaman does not like that. Shaman.
And then
But he's still standing.
I'm going to move up and naturally hide behind Skogar
Fair.
because of my halfling sneakiness.
Because of your, yeah.
You again?
You can't see me. I'm like John Cena.
Yeah.
You can't see me. Great. Nicely done. Lissa, what are you doing?
Lissa is
Oops, wrong
going
one.
to also cast Magic Missile, seeing that it worked. She feels pretty good about that.
All right, so you go
Nice thing
here.
about magic missiles, it works all the time.
Right? It's
It
great.
never doesn't
All
work.
right.
So that
shield
is
will counter it.
8
On who?
Eight.
The shaman?
on the shaman. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't counter it, so
50%
He's
of
like-
the time, it works every
He's like,
time.
ooh, that kind of tickled.
Oh,
But he doesn't look that great though. Like but
Ooh.
he's still trying to play it off.
nice. And
Um,
Lissa's staying near the back. She not moving up.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. All right then. Now it is Jack, your turn.
All right. Quick clarification: is the shaman that orange dot?
Yes.
So that is 20 feet of me away from me. So
Yep.
I will pop right out of my hiding, and I will say "Blaze Ball" while I throw a dagger at him.
Okay.
And I would say I'd have advantage on that attack, right? Because I'm hiding and you didn't see me, and now I'm popping
Okay.
out.
Sure.
So that's going to be a 25.
I think that's a hit.
And then, hold on. And then I add that thrown dagger does 14 points of damage.
Nice.
Wow.
One dagger does 14 points of damage.
Nice.
How is that possible?
I'm awesome. Blaze ball, baby.
He's really good at baseball. He got a scholarship.
That's why I got the scholarship, my friend.
That was
Something doesn't
it
smell
sounds
quite
like a
right.
sneak attack from a stealthy position.
It does.
So that sounds
Mm.
right.
And then I would love to then move 30 feet, like, I guess, like up the beach. Did I just kill him? Did I kill
Yeah.
Shaman?
Yeah, he's gone.
Cool.
Shaman.
I'm gonna run toward right next to the shaman's body, and I would love to hide under shaman's body, or like,
Okay.
hide under the body.
Okay.
And that is a 26 on my hiding stealth.
Yeah, you are well hidden.
So I'm like,
See, look, you're so hidden you can barely even see your icon on the map.
and as I run over, I like pull my dagger out of his neck, where I blaze balled it right into it.
Yeah. Nice. And the professor sees it and says, Jack, wonderful move. Well done.
I don't answer
And-
her, but I just I'm just like I literally turn bright red.
Sable.
Nobody sees it.
Sable
Sable's
makes a
death
death
save.
save. I will try to private message. Yes.
Okay, give it a shot. All right. Okay, that's 1 death save. And then Ezuri, your turn for the
I'll-
death save.
All right, I will message you.
Sounds good to me. So then we are top of the order. No, we're at the professor. Sorry. The professor, she casts another spell, and this time she's summoning something. It's a summoning spell. And so she jumps up onto the shoreline and then casts a spell. And this spell is a summoning spell. And she's going to summon a creature with the spell. So she summons it's a summon beast. And so she summons a bestial spirit. Anybody that is up, that is standing, can see. So anybody not death saving can see that this beast is actually a deer, a spirit deer, and then it's going to attack. It's going to attack. What'd you say?
I was kind of expecting something cooler.
I think it's for me to jump on and ride away, go get help.
So the beast comes up to this bullywug here and just tries to maul it. And
I might take it back.
Is very successful with it, and yeah, this one goes bye-bye.
I take it back. That is cool. as the deer's just
because it's like with its front feet, and then it then it sort of gallops like just a little bit to like turn itself and like kind of slide and turn itself so that it's now facing this bullywug guard, and he's like, and he starts to back away because he's freaked out by this thing. These guys are starting to move, but it's going to be a minute. It's going to be a couple turns before they can get over to you guys. This one moves closer, but then sees this beast and sort of stays his distance. And then the leader of the soldiers makes his way out of the tent, and is like, stop them! And it is Skogar, your turn.
Yeah, so he's just going to try to run at the closest guy there.
This one?
Yep. Swing at that one. Takes for 11 to hit.
That's a hit.
Hey, 12 points of great sword action thanks to great weapon fighting.
All right. Making short work of these guys. And it is Velma. You have 1 hit point. It is now your turn.
I will use my movement action to get up and move half my distance. And I say, as I'm doing so, I was just going to put this bag on your head, but now I'll stick this knife in your heart. You're dead already.
Where'd you go to?
Up the stairs.
Okay.
And then I'll use the rest of my action to do a dash action towards, I guess, following Skogar. Yeah.
This guy? Okay. So yeah, you're close enough, but you used all your
yeah, I can't
with your
attack.
extended movement. You can't attack, right? Okay, that's fine. You've put yourself in a good position. Otherwise, I think Lucar, your turn.
I am going to shoot a ray of frost at what looks to be the leader coming out of the tent.
Okay. Are you moving at all or no?
I'm going to shoot the ray of frost first. 15 to hit.
I will tell you in 1 second. Sorry. Yeah, that's a hit.
7 points of frost damage, and his movement is slowed by 10 feet.
He's like, he goes like this.
And I myself will move 25 feet. Maybe, is there like a boat over there to the right of the stairs?
There is.
I will go maybe try to hide behind the boat.
Okay. So you're going to hide like around here, basically.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Since
Sounds
Skogar
good.
ran away from me, leaving my hiding place.
Lissa, what are you going to do?
Alyssa is going to stand by Ezuri and Sable's unconscious bodies and then cast Firebolt at the red guy over there.
Dang, okay. All right.
Firebolt. Oh, no. It's only an 11?
That's going to be a miss.
Yeah. Dang it.
It's going to be a miss. And then it is Jack, your turn.
I will pat down the shaman's body. I'm specifically looking for the pods, I guess, like the corpse flower seeds that he has, to see if he has any of those on his person, and whatever else he might have on his person that happens to be found up. I will also take those things.
Fair. I'm gonna private message you what you find.
And I guess that would be my action to do that, and then I would love to. I will move up next to who's it? It's Skogar and Velma to maybe like kind of just like right behind them.
Okay. Gotcha. So you're buying here. I message you what you discovered.
Yep. Thank you.
Welcome. And it is now Sable's second death save.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Ezuri, it is your
Ezuri's another death save.
Yep.
I have made it. I will message you.
Okay.
Yeah, let's hope he's not dead.
All right. So like you let's see. So Lissa, you see Sable, she's like eyes closed out, but you see her like for a second, like she opens one eye and she's like like she's like starts to like she's like having a reaction or something or convulsing, and then she's like and back to like out.
Oh no.
And the professor is like I'm coming, and she runs over to you guys, and she puts she reaches into her pouch and just sloppily, like, because it's one, it's an action of pulling it out of her pouch and then just doing it. She just like pulls a vial out of her pouch, grabs Ezuri's face, and just pours this liquid into his mouth, and it's going all over, like some of it in his mouth, some all over his face. And Ezuri, you wake up coughing because you're like kind of choking a little bit on the liquid, and roll a d10, and that's the amount of hit points you can have back.
Okay, I rolled a 4. I get 4 back.
Hey, take it.
Hey, pretty good.
Better than nothing. And you are awake. And do a just for the sake of full story and engagement and enjoyment here, why don't you do a perception check for me real quick?
So as I am sitting there coughing up water and stuff, I somehow get a 9 perception.
Okay. So you see out of the corner of your eye what looks like the deer that was from your childhood outside your home, but like a ghost version of it out of the corner of your eye. Like you think you see it because you're literally just coming to from being dead. So it's not like a full,
Right.
If you'd rolled a higher perception, I'd give you more, but that's what I'm giving you for this specific moment in time.
Franklin, is that you?
And then top of the order to Skogar.
This is where my father saves me.
Well, he's gonna run up and take a swing.
Okay. On the red guy, I'm assuming.
Yep. Another 11 to hit.
That one is a miss.
Oh, okay, good. Whoosh.
It's close though. Velma, you're up. Trucking with your 1 hit point, making it work.
All right.
Like a boss.
That dude there with that little red dude that Skogar's engaging with.
Yeah.
I
you
will
sneak attack him?
I'm sneak attacking him with a
Do it.
with a knife I stole from the kitchen.
Okay. Your true colors are coming out.
I didn't know we were supposed to bring weapons to school. All right.
Professor's like, this is an adventuring college. What do you expect? What'd you get?
I got a 5.
So that's a miss.
This piece of shit is unbalanced.
And then Luca, it's your turn.
All right, I'm gonna shoot another ray of frost at That guy, yep.
Okay, do it.
A 24 to hit that time.
For sure a hit. Absolutely.
Only 4 points of frost damage, though.
All right. He didn't like it, but he's still standing for sure. Because who likes getting attacked? He's going to run up because he's going to actually run around over here because he sees Skogar, you as the bigger threat.
Hey,
And
Bill, I'm sorry, I forgot. I'm a sorcerer, so anytime you want me to roll for wild magic, just let me know.
ooh, okay. Was that on the wild? Was that
No, it's only
or a
on
spell?
spells, not on cantrips, right?
Okay, so that was a cantrip. Correct. It's only spells.
Do you want to retro the magic missile or no?
Yes, I would actually.
No wild magic.
Okay. Here's what we're gonna do though, because I heard this done in another and on some podcast show as a house rule, and I kind of like the idea. And I think we did it when we were playing with the Friday night gang. So every time you pass, it increases your target number. So like first time you roll a 1. If you roll a 1, you fail, right? Anything over a 1. So now next time it's anything over a 2. Next, anything over a 3, and cumulative until finally, eventually, at some point, you will have it happen.
Mad.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. I think
I'll
it's
keep track
a
of
little
that.
bit more fun that way. Cool.
Yep.
Thank you. Okay, so that happened. Yeah, this guy's gonna run around, use the extent of his slowed movement, and he's going to attack. What's he gonna attack with? Something cool, maybe. Yeah, he's got a battle axe. He's gonna use that on Skogar. Sorry, bro. He's like, I hit you now, and he misses you. As he only rolls he gets a +7 to hit, still only rolled a 10, so he misses you. And that's his turn, and they literally almost makes him spin around because he's like so much velocity on that shot. The bullywugs are moving in. Bullywug guards, other ones are coming in closer. Still got a ways to go. Lukar was the last. Lissa, you are next.
All right, let's try this firebolt again. I'm gonna put it on that star guy.
Do it.
13.
That is a miss.
Ah, flashes right past his head. Lissa's like, dang it, get it together, Lissa. Let's go.
And he points at you. He's like, you next. And Jack, it's your turn.
Well, as he he spun around, he's pointing, and I'm like right there, and I okay, and I just stab him with a short sword.
Okay.
What about a 14?
14 is a miss.
What about if I use my my advantage to try to roll again with my bonus?
Your bonus advantage. Do it.
Yeah. What about a 25?
That is a hit.
Yeah, that's how we do. All right. I said a short sword, so this is going to be. Oh, that's going to be 14 points of damage.
So you got this guy, and he's like as like he's just got stuff like kind of oozing out of him at this point. Still standing, but like you just did some pretty significant. You almost took pretty much half of his HP in one shot.
At this point, I will disengage with him so that if he decides to fight back, he'll have disadvantages.
Okay.
Which I imagine he might because I just nearly gutted him.
Sounds good. Sable, death save, please.
All right. I will send you the number.
Okay. All right.
I mean, Sable's the red shirt of this adventure.
And that was 3 death saves. So 3 death saves so far, I think, is where I'm at, right?
Yes, 3.
Yeah, okay. Cool.
Yep.
I've got it now. I've got it tracked. I am tracking along. Ezuri, you're alive now. What would you like to do?
Quick point of order. is it about 30 feet from where I am to sort of the middle of the pack up there?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'll do is I'll run up, join the rest of the pack, and as I'm running, I reach into my overcoat and I pull out my holy symbol. It is a piece of dusk quartz.
Okay.
Smoky quartz with
Okay.
like a little bit of silver, like to hold it in and wrap it
All
around.
right.
I pull that out and I go ahead and present it and use my action to channel divinity. And I
Okay.
make a sphere of 10 feet around me that
Okay.
is twilight.
Okay.
And when creatures end their turn, within the sphere, they're going to get a benefit, either temporary hit points or stop a spell that charms or fears them.
Okay. Do they also turn into a sparkly vampire?
No, but
Okay. Got it.
Darn it.
Got it. What about a werewolf
It'd be a lot cooler if I did.
with some great abs?
but I end my turn in the sphere and I get my, where is it? I get 5 temporary hit points.
So this is really all about you. Let's be honest.
You're in the center. You're protected. Now you have extra hit points.
As you run past the ghost deer, you see that you swear that this very much looks like the deer that was around your home when you were younger.
Frankly,
but it's in a what is it? Corporeal state.
Incorporeal,
Yeah.
right? Is,
Yeah.
Invisible. Or like
And like he's like,
I guess.
because it's like misty, right? Like it's only solid when it's like attacking. So that happens, and then the professor is like, she runs over and she runs over to you, Lissa, and she hands you another vial, and then she runs up the stairs.
Nice.
And she's like, you take care of her. And she runs up the stairs, and then she kind of positions herself like at the top of the stairs, and she pulls out her bow and arrow, and she shoots an arrow at the bullywug that's up here, that's in between the tents. And she connects with a 22. And she takes this thing out with one arrow. Just right takes out part of this thing's throat. It's just slumps to the ground, done. And you can so Jack, you hear her like from behind you. You can actually hear her like breathing like with this like, and it's almost rhythmic in its intensity, and it's like very like, you can tell she's like on the hunt now. Like she's like Craven the Hunter. Like it's about just getting rid of all of the bad guys.
I shudder.
And Skogar, it's your turn.
I turn to Ezuri like, you see that?
Skogar runs, makes another swing. Hey, that time for 22 to hit.
Okay, that is a hit.
And that's 9 points of slashing damage.
Dun, 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 dun.
And he action surges and swings again for 17 to hit.
Okay, that's a hit.
And that'll be another 9 points of damage.
Done. A mere puddle. So you've cleared this area, but there is still one lonely little bullywug guard making his way over towards you guys, but he's still kind of far away. So in the distance you hear like this
jog on, bro, jog on.
And we will go
within 10 feet of me.
Am I?
Yeah.
I'm S. Let's see, you're
E.
E.
Yeah.
It's up to Bill.
Yeah. If you're within 10 feet of me,
He
you'll
is.
get temporary hit points here.
Nice. He thinks it's just because he killed the bullywog. Oh, just feeling so emboldened.
That extra shot of adrenaline.
Skogar looks back at Ezuri and just flexes. You see how strong I am? Had no idea that you emboldened him.
Nice.
It is 8 points if you're within 10 feet of me.
Nice.
Okay. So, Velma, you should do something now.
I should. There's only one bullywug left, and he's a day's ride away. What I think. I think I suggest that we're not whispering now because all hell's broken loose. That we should either hide or run away, and I will go stealth mode and try to take picture documentation of this drug lab that the bullywugs had.
Hide or
I'm
run
going
away.
to look.
You've not been paying
Is it
attention.
in that big? Is it in that big tent? Where's that? Where they were doing
Yes.
it?
Yep. The 2 tents.
I will head into the big tent to document this drug cartel.
Okay. Sounds good. So you're getting all the pictures. And then let's see, Lucar, what are you doing?
How far away is that guy?
He's got at least one more turn before he's even by the tents.
Yeah, but if he's 120 feet away, I can hit him with the Ray of Frost potentially.
He is, and you can.
A 19 to hit
That is a hit.
for 6 points of damage, and it'll slow him down a little bit. So maybe it'll give us time
Sure
to
will.
run away if we so desire.
Sure will.
What do you say, Teach? Oh, also, can I move to be, if I get within 10 feet of Ezuri now, do I get 10 hit points or only when he cast it?
Nope. You can come into my circle.
Please let me in, Ezuri. I
You
get
have
closer
to
to him.
stay in that circle.
Go ahead and take 3 temporary hit points.
Woohoo!
All
yeah.
right.
Now I'm the popular kid. I get it.
No, everybody wants to hang out with you. That's so funny.
Actually, I'm not going to pick you for his baseball team.
That's too funny. So, all right, let's see.
I was standing there next to him the entire time, and I didn't even get rolled for temporary hit points. So I see
Right.
how it is.
Right. Okay, so who was that? That was Lucar. Lissa, what are you doing?
I'm giving the potion to Sable.
Okay. So you gently give it to her.
It's too little, too late.
Much different than the professor did. And roll a d10, please.
All right. 3.
That's what she gets back. And she comes to, and she's like,
Unless it's like, it's okay, Sable.
and she's like, I'm so tired,
I know.
but I'm really hungry.
Well, the bullywugs are almost all dead. We'll head home soon and eat lunch.
She's like, that sounds wonderful. And then it's like, do you think maybe we can get paninis again?
Of course, we can get all the paninis you want.
She's like, oh, that's so good. And she's just like, ah. And she's like breathing and stuff, but like her eyes are closed. And she's just kind of like leaning against you, just sort of like, trying to like get it together.
Melissa's like stroking her hair.
And she's like totally leaning into it. Jack, you're up.
So yeah, with I can hear the professor like right behind me. So I pull out my smart stone,
Okay.
and I hold it up and I take a selfie of me, but like with her in the background, like right behind me.
Okay.
And I put a filter of like hearts in my eyes.
That's awesome.
And I click that smart stone.
Is that a photo just to hold on to for yourself?
That's just for me. That's not going on to
That's
any of
fair.
the socials, but I take it nonetheless. And then I would I'm gonna move to I'll move up to the smaller tent and see if there's any action going on in there, since I saw Velma head into the bigger tent.
You just see, you basically, as you get into it, you just see that it's another tent that they're making, that they've been producing stuff in. There's nobody in there working currently, but you see like tables, and you see some seedlings and a few seedlings in a pile, and you see you see powder, and you see like a whole little machine, machine that's like a handmade like pill forming thing.
And I guess I will and I'll just kind of try to hide here. You know, if this guy comes by me, I will use an opportunity attack to stab him.
Sounds good. He will move a little bit closer. What would Sable do now that she's up and somewhat coherent?
I think she would stand up, use half her action, and then walk up the stairs a little bit slowly, making sure to stay behind the professor. Trying to
Okay.
Stay low to the ground, which is easy to do as a halfling.
Yeah. Okay. So you're going. She's going up here then, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
Got it. Ezuri, what would you like to do?
Ezuri is the one over there. I don't know if I have a great way of reaching him. I'm just gonna hunker down here and just sort of hunker down and move with the team here.
Okay.
So I guess I'll take the dodge action and just keep moving.
Okay.
And grab my 5 temporary hit points.
Nice. You're just stacking.
Yeah, that's the idea.
All right. Next is going to be the professor, and she's going to just get closer to here. And
I guess Captain Owlbears? I don't know.
I couldn't figure out. Like, it looked like an owlbear to me.
Yeah,
or something.
I was thinking owlbear.
Or the flying
owlbears?
Flying owlbears?
The hooting owlbears.
Ooh,
so the
there you go.
professor comes up here. Skogar, it's your turn. This star guy's gone, right? The star guy's done. Yeah, he got killed. Skogar, what would you like to do?
So since Professor's right next to me, right? Or he goes up to the Professor and says, well, those first bullywogs we got, I noticed you really knew how to hit them. And he pulls out his longbow. Goes, can you help me aim this just perfectly? And then he kind of glances back at Jack. Like, can you help me?
So Jack, I want you to do a perception check and see if you see this happening, because you're in the tent. But I want to see if you hear it and
he's probably trying to see if Jack will see it.
Man, let me roll again my perception. You said.
Yep.
That's an 8.
Okay. Just for the sake of perpetuating some fun stuff here, I'm gonna allow a very low DC on this one. And you perceive hearing Skogar talking, in his tone of voice to the professor just feels a little too sultry for your liking.
That sounds right.
And you poke your head out of the tent as you see the professor reach around and help, like ghost style, right? Like Patrick Swayze arms around Demi Moore, and the professor's like helping Skogar pull an arrow back and shoot it at this bullywug. And why don't you do this attack with advantage, Skogar?
I'll tell you what, the daggers are no longer in their pouch on my side. They are staring out of my eyes right at Skogar.
Oh my god.
That's awesome.
Fucking perfect. It's a crit.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh.
So if you'll allow it, like Skogar's not like, he's letting Professor like hold the where he's at,
He just looked back at Jack and kind of gives him a grin, and then looses the arrow.
And I will allow it if you also grin, but give him a wink at the same time.
Oh yeah, it's all of that.
Yeah. So Jack, you see this, and then you happen to glance and you watch this arrow just pierce through the forehead of this bullywug and drop it in one shot.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's a nice. That felt right. That felt right.
and then the professor says, "Okay, Skogar, you did well. You need more. You should probably take some practice time on the range back on campus, and we can talk more later." And she just like takes her arms off of you and like kind of backs off and sort of like starts to look around in a different direction. And she says, "Okay, class, let's all huddle up." And this little spirit beast dissipates, and it's basically just all of you that she kind of asks you to sort of gather together. So now Velma and Jack, do you guys come out?
Sure.
Okay. Jack?
Yes, and I do come out, and yeah.
Okay. So everybody comes out, and she says, okay, students, now we need to make a decision here. We can either just allow these things to be here, or we can get rid of these tents and just burn them down and make it so they can't produce this stuff.
No, I think that's wise. I think.
Yeah, how hard could it be to set a tent on fire? People die every day.
Just don't inhale the fumes. We should be fine.
It's like, all right, takes her bow and arrow out, and all of a sudden you see like she casts like a flame arrow on her arrows and shoots like puts two arrows on the bow at the same time, pulls it back, shoots it, and each one just goes into each tent and catches them ablaze. And she just looks at you guys and she says, now let's get the hell out of here and go home.
I'm like, hot, so hot. The tents, the fire, it's so hot.
and as you're running out, she's like, it's starting to turn dusk, and the professor says, come quickly, we must head back to the university. We can't stop, we have to keep going. If you thought these battles were bad, it will get worse here at night. And some of you can faintly hear in the background like more animalistic noises of these creatures that you didn't hear before, and you're hearing now. And so Lissa, as you guys start to finally get towards the exit of the forest, you get your smart stone just is like boom, 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 boom. You're getting like a stack of messages, and
must be back in the
and this is what again. And this is what you see.
Nice. Oh, they're so sweet.
So blue is mom, green is dad.
Okay.
To hold true to the
nice.
General vibe of your parents. So you get that if you care to respond.
Nah, too tired.
Okay. You leave them on red?
Yep.
Cool. So you get back to the university. And you're out by you're out on the what do you call it? You are you're in like the right by the front entrance, and so you're by where all of the like faculty housing is and stuff, and like the administrative buildings, and the professor stops there, and she says, "Oh, okay, students. So that really was not exactly what I had in mind," and like she's just kind of like gaining her composure back to how she was when you first left. But I think you all did a great job of staying alive. I think you should all go maybe have a snack and a nice long rest. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you in class next week.
Professor,
yes.
did we level up?
Still have to take a final, Velma. We gotta.
She says, Velma, no, I'm sorry, no, but Jack and Skogar do, for star performance. And then
at first I'm like, awesome. Then it clicks that she also said Skogar. I was like, wait.
I really grew out there, Professor.
Oh.
And she says, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you both. You did a fantastic job, Jack. Your stealth and strategic approach was a boon to keeping us alive.
I mean, I was like, bro, blaze ball, boom, dagger right to his neck, dude.
But I will say, I must give honorable mentions to the rest. I don't want you to feel as though you did not add value to this mission, to this. And she starts to say mission to this adventure, and she corrects herself and says, you all did a great job. Lukar, keep working on your on the consistency for your spells. Although I don't teach, I hear that that's important. And I also believe in real-time feedback, which is why I'm telling you this now, because I won't remember in a couple weeks from now, because we'll be busy in other activities. And everybody, Alyssa, you did a wonderful job protecting Sable, and I'm sure she appreciates it. And she's like, her head's leaning on your shoulder, and she's like,
That's
she's just
too
standing
cute.
there. She's standing there asleep, like not on your shoulder, but like on
Asleep
your
on
arm.
her feet. Yeah.
Like on your arm, because like you're taller. So she's like just kind of snoring, standing up. She's okay. You all have a good weekend. I'm going to go retire for the evening, and she leaves. And you guys have successfully made it through Wilderness and Survival 101. The Haunted Forest Adventure. So we've got level ups for Jak and Skogar. So next session you can level up appropriately, unless you're already ready to do so. Everybody can go back to full health. And Lukar, you check one of your cargo short pockets, and just because you take a self inventory at the end to like make sure your snacks are still there and all that, and you notice that you feel a small vial in one of your pockets that wasn't there before.
Before I take my long rest, I'll cast Detect Magic on it.
Okay. Well, I would assume even healing potions are magic, right?
Yes. And now I don't need to cast. Now I don't need to cast Identify.
Yeah. I'll give you that one. It's it's just it's the base level healing potion.
What did you call the adventure? Wilderness and Survival 101.
Wilderness and Survival 101. The Haunted Forest Adventure. So that is that one. So we do still have about 15 minutes left. So my thought here is, let's give everybody a minute and kind of go around and say, like, before I intro the next adventure, why don't we each go around and, like, let's say for the nenext week, or let's see, let me make sure I've got the right okay, so let's just kind of go around and talk about what each of you are doing going through your routine classes and things like that, because this was your first experience-based learning like outing, and now it's back to like in-class learning and stuff like that, and the regular day-to-day activities. So what do you let's start in a different order this time. So let's say, so Velma, what do you think, what would Velma be doing, like, other than attending classes, like in her spare time for the next like few weeks?
I'm going to talk to my advisor about this grad students who are investigating the corpse flower seedlings. I
Okay.
want to infiltrate that group, and I want to find out if they're also making drugs like the bullywugs were. I think this was a turf war. I think that Professor Pinfeather took us out to take out the competition.
Oh.
Nice.
Wow.
Ow.
And then so what is the group in the school that you're trying to join in?
Remember last week, she said there were top researchers working on the seedling problem.
No, that was the morning.
Which
it was the
sounded it sounded a lot like Indiana Jones with the.
It was. They were working on them. They're researching the potential next coming of the morning, not nothing to do with the corpse flower stuff.
But when I asked why we were collecting them, she said that it was for research material.
Interesting. Bill's trying to cover it up. I think you've nailed it.
I don't know.
And when we pull the mask off Professor Pinefeather, it's old Dean.
Old Dean Branchmaker.
It's old Dean
Branchmaker with it too.
I'm willing to still, whoever the top researchers were mentioned, I'm asking the advisor about that. I want to get in on that, regardless of whether there's anything sinister going on with Pinfeather.
Okay. Sounds good. And then Skogar, what are you doing?
Well, the first thing Skogar says, like immediately after Professor leaves, is he goes, "Hey Jack, you like apples? You like apples, Jack?"
No, Skogar, I do not like apples.
Neither do I.
Good. So it's been a few weeks. So what's Skogar been up to outside of classes?
Skogar is going to kind of like size up the Warforged as the other large, strong co-ed that he's seen, and so he's going to try to like figure out what the Warforged deal is, what his interests are, and if he tries out for Blazeball, like Skogar's just trying to study him. He's trying to almost track him in a way.
Carl, like, so you start hanging out with Carl. You go, like, you take day trip walks to places and stuff, just talking it up, and Carl's like Skogar, these past couple of weeks have been really great. You're an excellent companion and, dare I say, friend. And he says in addition, I would like to teach you some ways in which you could use your weapons in a more optimal fashion. And so over the next few weeks, what's your weapon proficiency right now?
He's a great sword master.
But like, what's the plus?
Oh, what's our proficiency? That's 2 at this level, right?
Okay.
Yeah, we're 2.
So pick a weapon. Like,
well, I just said the weapon he's gonna definitely pick.
So your great sword. Okay, so now when you use your great sword, you have +3.
Oh, nice.
And that's what you get from this time hanging with him and training with him. And Carl's trying to, like, he's like, you have no reason to fear me or feel competitive to me. Consider me an associate and friend, not an enemy. I am an ally. And then we'll play this out for one more minute here for Skogar. So Skogar, you get back like after one great day of hanging out, you get back to the dorm and Lissa's hanging out there. She's like pinning a couple bugs up to the wall, like by her bed. And Jack is just like, he's kind of like, he's laying like in his bed, like halfway sitting up, and he's tossing this ball up and down into the air, which looks like it's like a blaze ball at a quick glance.
What if you don't mind, what does a blaze ball look like? I've been dying to know.
A blaze ball in appearance is like, have you ever seen those like real basketballs, but they're small for like an indoor basketball hoop?
Yeah.
So it looks like that.
Okay.
At just quick face value, it looks like that. When I figure out the rules a little bit more, we can get a little bit more, have a little bit more fun with that. So this happens. So you come into the room and you're all excited from a great day, and maybe you're checking in with Lissa and Jack and how their day's been, what they've been up to, and then you hear a very intense knock at the door, like.
Do come in.
And and the voice says campus security, and opens the door, and there's two guys, Skogar, and both of them look at you, and they point at you, and they're like you, it's you, we figured it out, you're the one. And one of them pulls out a smart stone and shows you some video, and it's you running up to a wall of one of the magic schools, right? And you're like you're painting in air paint with an air paint device, and you're like actually just writing like magic sucks on the wall, and all this like really like lame stuff, and
it's only believable if magic has got 3 misspelled letters.
It totally does.
Oh God, that looks like, what is happening? When did I do this?
So you're kind of confused, and the campus security goes, you're gonna have to speak with the dean, and they both escort you out of the room, one on each, taking you by an arm.
He looks back at Jack and says, don't you dare touch that tape. I know where that tape's at. It's right there.
What tape? What are you talking about?
The tape on the
tape separating the rooms.
Don't move that tape. I know where it's at.
And that's the last thing he says.
We might be getting new roommates.
That is amazing.
Right?
That is so amazing that you recalled that one. So Skogar, you get taken away, and Jack and Lissa, what's the reaction of you guys?
I just
As they leave and close. They leave and close the door.
Did he do that?
They said that you saw it on the smart stone, right?
Yeah, I guess
It sure looked like him.
but it just doesn't match. Maybe I don't know Skogar as well as I thought I did.
I mean, he's been gone these last couple weeks.
Yeah, it's true.
I haven't. He's been keeping busy, keeping quiet. I don't know where he's been. So I don't know. I mean, it's kind of shocking, but
crazy.
And then
I can't believe it. And then I touched the tape.
Do you move it? Do you move the tape, or you could?
No, I kind of like limbo under it to the other side of the room, and I just like put I kind of relax on on his bed, but then maybe take a whiff of it. Then I go, oh, never mind.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Ezuri, what do you do over these few weeks?
So Ezuri spends actually quite a bit of his free time going to the library.
Okay.
He hangs out there and occasionally tries to strike up like a little conversation with the librarian, but mostly he just goes and he reads. It's mostly nonfiction, fiction books, just entertaining stories, but he'll pick one up and just sit in the library for hours.
Okay.
Slowly grind his way through those books, and every once in a while he'll go over and try to look in the nonfiction section, and he's specific for like cleric books, dust cleric books. And then there was one time he was there over the few weeks where he asked the librarian if she had anything on the Dreaming Dark.
Oh, you asked the librarian this?
Yeah, excuse me. What hi, me again.
Sure. So hey, Ezuri, what's going on? And you see there's a gnome. There's a gnome in front of you. And you recall his name is Gimbal. And he is the head librarian. He's like, so what can we do for you? You've been here a lot. You studying up?
I spent a lot of time in a library when I was a kid. My mom worked in a library, so I spent a lot of time here. It's kind of like home. It's more home than the dorms. Anyways, the books are great that you've been recommending. But I was just wondering this if there was any information on the Dreaming Dark and any books on those that you could.
He's like, oh, that's some risky reading, boy.
Just like real general stuff and anything that I'm not trying to like do anything bad with it. I want to learn like who they are a little more.
He's like, I know. He's like, I know you're a good guy. He's like, come with me, but we gotta be fast. Nobody needs to see you grabbing this.
Yeah.
And he rushes you off to this one aisle of books, and it's like a cooking section. And crammed in the back corner, there's a book about the Dreaming Dark, and he's like, this is the one you want, and he hands you a book, and it's as you like just kind of open it up and take a glance at a couple pages really quick, he's like, yep, he's like, see there, and he's like, that's a lot of that's all handwritten, that's not print. It's like someone wrote this. Someone wrote this. This is real time information right here. And he said, close it up. You just here, give me the. And he takes the card out of the back, and you see that it only has one marking that it was ever checked out once. And he takes the card and he just kind of writes your. He's like, what's your last four numbers of your ID? And you tell him, and he writes it down. And he's like, "Okay, get out of here."
But I like being in the library. Do I have to leave, or can I just like put a bigger book around the outside of it so no one can see?
Just get the book out of here and go. Come back later. Don't bring the book back till you're done.
Okay.
So, Lucar, what are you doing with these like few weeks here?
Yeah, so after I saw 3 of my party drop and in severe trouble, I start to ask my advisor about the pros and cons of dual major here at the university.
Okay.
And see if that's something that's possible, if that is available. And if so, I start asking around in some of the other schools that maybe I'm not as involved in, since I'm involved in the School of Sorcery very hard. I also like start hanging out with some cleric majors and some fighting majors and think,
okay,
maybe there's some ways that I could help my party in my classmates in other ways.
Okay.
Because I just felt my ray of frost wasn't enough.
Yeah. So your advisor's like sits down with you, and your advisor is let's say we're gonna say they're a tiefling, and sits down with you, and it's like, so Luca, I'm glad you took the time to come to me, so we could talk about your future and about your path. I really think oh, and you see, like, on at the front of his desk, it has it's got a little name placard, and it just says C period, and then Airborne. And that's so, and his name is Charles Airborne. And he's like, okay, so so basically what you're saying, so we don't call in our school we use different terminology, so we don't call it double major, we call it multi-classing.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes. So as in you are pursuing more than one class of study.
Yeah.
So in this case, with your sorcery, so essentially then sorcery could be your major, and then a different class of your choosing could be your minor, so to speak.
Ah, interesting.
And then if you class up higher in one, then that would become your major, or you would then consider it a dual major in multi-classing if you are achieving at the same level in each.
And you think that that's possible here? It's not going to be too much of a workload for me?
I mean, it'll be a workload, but you strike me as a guy with a solid work ethic.
All right.
Knowing your background, conversations we had about your background and your family and where you've come from, I don't think you mind putting in a hard day's work, if the payoff's worth it.
Yeah, I don't want to step on anyone's toes. I know we already have one cleric amongst my classmates, but there might be other options out there.
Indeed, there may be.
I'll ask around and see what is possible, especially with my meager abilities.
Maybe consider a shadowing in the artificer school. I mean, you seem to like trinkets and things like that. Maybe that could translate from trinkets to gadgets. I mean, just a thought, but it's ultimately your decision to make, not mine.
Thank you, Advisor Airborne.
There's also so there's just something to consider. There are those, we do have a very special, unique program here in WU where you can actually create your own class to multi-class in if you have a sponsor. So
okay.
Some call it, I mean, I don't like the terminology. I think we need to really like put this into the curriculum fully. But right now people are calling it like home brewing, I guess. So if you come up with something that seems to make sense for you and your path, then maybe if you find a sponsor within our faculty, then we can work out a way for you to pursue that path as your multi-class.
Interesting. All right. Well, I'll do some research and I'll get back to you with my plan.
All right, great. So then we'll real quick, and then I'll do a quick little cliffhanger intro for the next session. And so Lissa, what would you have been doing over the last few weeks?
Studying. She's hitting the books super hard, staying up late. Yep. Going out into the woods and taking her library books with her and just studying as hard as she can.
Okay, great. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay. Let me find something real fast. So you get one of the days that you're coming back from studying, and you go to check your mailboxes, and you get a box from there's a box in your mailbox addressed to you.
Mm-hmm.
And It's just got your name on it. It's like a small box wrapped in brown paper, and it's in your mailbox.
Nice.
Next to you.
She takes it back up to her dorm room, and
Okay.
then she'll open it.
Okay. So as you open it, you see that it's like so the outside is like a really like shoddy cardboard box and stuff, but when you open it, like you hear this like these tinkling chime sounds as the box opens, and you see the whole inside of the box has like this like velvety material on the inside, purple, and it just looks super cool. And then you see over the top of it, there's a small little note card folded in half on top of like a piece of foam, almost like a foamy type material.
Mm-hmm.
So on top, so like it's a lid, almost like a lid under the lid, right?
Okay,
Covering
yeah.
something up. So
I want to
Do you wanna
read
look
the
at-
note card. Yeah.
okay, you read the note card, and the note card, it's like this. It's got this. The handwriting looks really cool and artsy, and it's like, hey, hey, Liz, I'm so glad. I'm so proud of you. I'm so glad you're pursuing what your dream is. Screw what your mom and dad say. They don't understand you like I do. I hope you can make use of this. And it's signed Uncle Z.
Nice. Heck yeah,
And-
Uncle Z is the coolest.
And then you take the felt off out, and you see I gotta share my screen here. You see a ball in the box, and underneath it is another card.
Nice.
So you lift the ball out, you open the other card, and you see and another note, and it says, give this a try. I call it a mage breeder sphere.
Oh, Lissa is so excited.
And then and underneath it says, because I want you to be the very best. Like no one ever was.
Oh man, Lissa knows exactly what this is, and she is over the moon. She's like hopping up and down, like, oh yes, I can't wait to try this out.
But then it says, and then underneath it says, to breed them is your cause, and it says Uncle Z, and Uncle Z is Zedekiah Esterholt, who is your dad's brother, and he's an artificer. Think of him like an artificer D&D version of Tony Stark.
Okay.
And that's what happens to you.
Nice.
So then real quick, I'm just gonna do this beginning of the next one, and then we'll cliffhanger this bad boy, because I really want to set the stage for what's next.
All right, and Jack just partied the entire time.
Totally did. Didn't study, just
No.
hung out.
Although, like, the blonde hair's gone now, and he seems to be like bulking
Mhm.
up. And like on his, you'll notice on his nightstand is like the half orc diet.
Nice.
So you see, so yeah, okay, so I'm gonna do this part real quick. So it's fall in Windshire. The leaves have changed colors, and the surrounding forests look beautiful, and even bring out tourists during the day to look at the beautiful foliage. It's the time for things made of pumpkin spice, warm stews, and furry boots. Your group has decided that you were going to go into Windshire to check out some shops and see what sort of things you can buy and do for fun. Everybody's getting ready, putting on warm clothes, and getting excited to go to town. And as you're getting ready, Velma, you get a call on your speaking stone.
I am muted, and the okay, I got a call on my speaking stone, and it
Yes.
said,
So you answer it, I'm assuming?
yes.
Okay. So the voice is like, hello, you are Velma, yes?
Who is this?
It says, You must do something for me. I need you to pick up a parcel for me in Marketplace. It is a very special toy that is one of a kind. There are no others like it, and I want it. You will be paid handsomely for your work, as I have wealth far beyond my means, but I do not like to sully my hands with trivial, simple tasks. You cannot waste time. This toy is rare, and as I last heard, there was only one left that the shop insisted they would hold for me for the day. The only way you'll get there on time is to take the rail. And then the voice pauses. So the voice pauses and is like,
Is there any like code word or something? It's all very mysterious, mister.
He says, if you go to your mailbox, you will find the day pass tickets for you and your 5 of your classmates to take the rail to Marketplace. Go to the Grimacing Toy Maker. Tell them you are there to pick up a toy for Raymond the Silverleaf Esquire. And come back to Windshire with haste. When you are back at Windshire, you will come to the Artisans Guild and ask for me by name. Upon receipt of toy, I will pay you handsomely. Just consider a quick contractor job. All students need money. This will be easy.
It sounds like us on the up and up.
Okay, wonderful. I will see you with my wonderful toy in your possession. Oh, and I almost forgot. The toy is a Defenders of Eberron collectible limited edition figurine. It is named Higadorn the Platinum Knight. And it has a silver dragon steed, Kurtland.
Boy, this green quill is really coming in handy.
He says, take care of this, be on the watch out for thieves and swindlers, and bring me my toy. Protect it at all costs. Its resale value will be immeasurable in 5 to 10 years. And he says, I will see you soon. And then he hangs up. And that's where we're going to end up.
Will the party get the collectible? Will Skogar get expelled? Will Jak dye his hair again? Will Lissa and Sable eat more panini sandwiches? Tune into the next episode of Eberron Adventures to find that out, and so much more.